Hey guys, this is Nick, and this is Nick's Collectables. What I have for you this week is the Amazing Yamaguchi Wonder Woman. I've been waiting for a while for this one to come out. It was supposed to come out sometime around May. I didn't actually get it until like mid-July, and then I was behind on things, so I couldn't quite get to this one yet. I'm really excited to show this one to you guys. I've been super excited for this one to come out, so let's go ahead and have some fun. Alright, let's move her more in a shot and see how she looks. Man, the first thing I have to say is she has a long neck. It almost makes her a bit awkward to pose, but man does it look good when you get it in the right spot. Her head sculpt is actually really nice. It's delicate and refined and modular enough that you can change out her face for several others. A smiling face and a shouting one. The way you do that is you actually pull the front of her hair off and then the face, which looks creepy when you think about it. Next, you slide another face on. Put the hair back on. Each one of them is great in their own way, and her head moves back and forth and up and down really well. Her neck also moves side to side, but I'd be careful here because it's easy to get it out of place enough that you almost have to take off the head to realign it and put it back together. Her hair moves a little bit as well, not a ton, but enough to make it so it lays flat in most of the poses you'd want to put her in, which is a nice touch. Overall, it's a good head sculpt with a lot of nice details, like her signature tiara and flowing hair that has a lot of detail, helping her get that characteristic look that you want out of this figure. I have to say we're off to a pretty good start here. She's not perfect, but she's shaping up to be a pretty cool figure. Let's move on so that you can take a look at some of the other features. She has her signature top and her iconic bracers, and I have to say I really like these bracers a lot. They have really good detail in the molding that makes them look very iconic to the character and gives them a lot of detail. And then they have this peg slot in that lets her use a wide array of accessories that they included, like this whirling blast thing. I'm not really sure what to call it other than awesome looking. Seriously, look at this thing on her. It looks great. They even included bullet reflection patterns, which I love. It gives her a lot of added character and posability and style. This is the kind of thing that I love about Revoltech, is that they always give you all these wonderful little add-ons and toys to play with. Let's take a look at the rest of her though. They even did a really good detailing on her arms, from the subtle molding of the musculature on her arms, giving her that toned yet lithe look. Even her armbands are on here. This all looks great. I even love the top they gave her. It's got that iconic Wonder Woman flair mixed with a new 52 look about it. It even looks good as you move her around. You can see all the lines kind of stay aligned really well as she moves around. The fact they managed to do that while having this kind of mobility makes this a really slick design. As we go ahead and move her around to her back, you can see her hair almost looks like it's in braids. It's not my favorite design, but it does allow the hair to move around like we talked about. She even has a peg slot here so you can attach her to her stand for some really dynamic air poses. You can also see that there's more subtle molding here that I was talking about that gives her a nice lithe look that she's always known for. But let's go ahead and take a look at her hips and legs next. Now that we're looking at the hips, you can see her skirt, and man, is there some cool detail here. From her logo being embedded in the belt, which I love, to all the plates that make up the skirt. She even has some stars on either side of the hip. Just look at all the detail work here, from the gold outlay to the molding that gives it that textured look, much like the rest of the figure. I'll admit that the more I look the figure over, the more I'm glad I have a copy. I mean, just look at the legs. More of that subtle molding and matte look with those amazing thigh-high boots and knee guards. I even like how well balanced and posable she is with these small delicate feet that she has. The whole figure is just fantastic. That said, let's take a look at some of her accessories next. First off, let's go ahead and take a look at her lasso. This is a nice piece of flexible plastic that fits great into the hands that are on her by default. As you can see, if you actually look at the hand, they have these small openings that you can slip the lasso right into so that you can hold it between both hands easily. I have to admit, I'm kind of digging how they did this lasso, as it fits nicely and it looks, really looks like she's holding it. Now as we go ahead and change out her gripping hands for her other gripping hands, you can see we can now slip her shield on and put her sword in her hand. And again, I'm impressed with these. They look great. The shield actually has pretty amazing detail on it and fits nicely onto her hand. And her sword is really nicely designed. It's a gladius sword with nice curves along it and good detailing on both the hilt and the blade itself. She also comes with 2 more hands, a knife hand and an open finger hand because, well, you know, why not? She also comes with another neck piece that allows her to wear a cape on her back, and yes, I saved this for last because it looks amazing when she puts it on. It's little add-ons like this that always suck me into buying more Revoltech figures. What they lack for in any one area they make up for with more posability and extra little pieces that just make playing with them and displaying them so much fun. It's at this point where I'd usually go into all the mobility and flexibility that she has, but it's pretty sufficient to say that if you're familiar with the Revoltech line, you know she has excellent mobility. The legs go up past 90, so she can do nice high kicks, but she can't really support her weight due to how small her feet are, which is why she comes with a stand. And yes, all Revoltech figures come with stands, and this one's no exception. Her arms can do a full 360, and she bends at the elbows and the knees like normal. She can even do an ab crunch, and she has good head articulation like I showed before. So all the high-end flexibility and posability are here, leaving it up to you how you want to position and display her, and yes, I do mean display her. I would not really recommend this figure for people who are a little heavy-handed with figures. All these parts that you can change out makes it so that if you're a little overly rough in adjusting some of the things, it's just going to, well, pop off. It's not uncommon with figures that are more modular like this, but it's something to keep in mind if you collect a lot of the Black Series figures, that while they're a little bit more limited in movement, they have less to worry about as far as falling off or popping off while you're positioning them. There are other figures in this Amazing Yamaguchi line that are a little bit better suited for this if you're a little heavy-handed, Wolverine being a good example. This, however, was really meant to be able to be set up and posed on the shelf for a while and just let her sit there looking, well, awesome. For what I buy these figures for, which is a more comic/cartoon representation of the character that has more toys to play with, this is absolutely perfect for me. If, however, you're someone who prefers a more durable but less posable figure like the Black line, you may be turned off by this, or really most of the Revoltech figures, save a few exceptions like noted below, because where they excel at is giving you dozens or more options to recreate almost any comic pose that you could want to recreate and have it on your shelf. So long as you know that going in, I don't have any doubt for a second you will love this figure just as much as I do. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.